Okay, for my last video here, I'm going to talk about the Shaler school that had a duct fall on the children during lunch. It's a pretty nasty thing to think, little kids sitting there minding their own business, being the noisy little terrible selves that they are, and something falling on them out of nowhere and injuring quite a few. It is pretty a sad story to think about, and it's also with schools. People tend to think a lot about safety and really worry about the safety of the children in this situation. So, on the story, one of the parents mentioned that they found out about it from a news report on TV. It would have been nice to hear that the school had some system set up to notify parents very quickly, whether automated text messages, emails in the event of an emergency or something dramatic happening. I know they set up things like that for school closings and delays, so I don't see why they wouldn't use the same system, maybe to notify parents in the event of something else happening. Come check on your kids. There's something happened at the school. It would show that the school is a little more concerned about keeping the parents involved, and while it doesn't do anything to protect for safety, it does show a little bit more care, a little more involvement. Now the school announced that they were looking into it. They're launching an investigation to find out exactly why this happened. They did announce that they are going to close some of the other rooms, the auditorium and the gym, I believe, that were also done by the same construction company until they find out exactly what caused them, which is a good sign, at least in a PR way, just to say that, we really do take this seriously. We're going to try to avoid any future things that could happen like this. We're going to look into what happened and why. It's kind of a hard bit to recover, saying, well, out of nowhere something just randomly fell. We never noticed that there was anything that this duct was not being held up properly or anything. Nobody bothered to look up or what, or if it came through the ceiling tiles, they didn't really say. But to say at least they're really trying to go through and prevent anything else that could happen. They'll have some serious investigations into why it happened and check on everything. So it's good. A post hoc check, I guess, really not. It'd be nicer if they had done it beforehand and didn't have the problem. But I think they handled it decently well. I mean, it's hard anytime people's children are involved. There are injuries, there are ambulances there, and people will get pretty upset. I'm sure that's understandable. So they tried to keep it as calm as possible and as professional as possible while saying, we do care and we, are really concerned about the safety of the children. There's not a whole lot you can do besides just trying to make people feel at ease for the future, and not give people, not give angry parents the reason to become a lynch mob and say you're not protecting our children, or we're not going to send our children to the school because it's falling apart around their ears and they might get hurt. So in that aspect, I think they did a pretty reasonable job of handling it. Not a very major news story, but one that I think it shows that they should have a plan to deal with these things in the future. Maybe a little more warning would probably be my advice to do. Again, or I'm sorry, a little better system to notify parents, because we're all concerned about, the worst case scenario. We want to be informed very quickly if there's a shooting at the school or there's, a bomb threat or things like that. And it might be on the school's part to say we don't want to have crazy parents storming a place until we know everything's secured in the event of something like that happening. But it would be nice to know that there was a quick warning system to let parents know what's going on as soon as they can. And that would wrap up the last video blog of this. I'm really glad to be done with this because I hate filming myself, but be that as it may, it was an interesting part of the class. Hope you had a great vacation, and we'll see you next week. Bye.